What's tonight, folks? If this team get beat, we in the final four.
He's a poor man LeBron, bro, when it comes to trades. It's like you guys look at, KD, what you go
down 3 games, it's a quick sweep.
Not cap if you want to. Cap if you want to. Cap if you want to.
You know what's in me.
When I said that they let James Harden do the same thing and let Kevin Durant do the same thing, and they're essentially letting James Harden do the same thing again.
It'll cause a quick freeze.
I said Kevin Durant should have took a 50-50 blame, and Westbrook should have took a 50-50 blame too.
MJ fade away with the eyes closed.
Bust motherfucking down, and welcome back to another episode of B2B. Mel in the building. What's up, Mel?
What's going on, bro?
Shit, ready to talk some sports. Buat will be here in a second, and Mulich had to take care of something. He might come, might not. But anyway, we got a show for you. We got to jump right back into it because I'm kind of excited for this first conversation. Because we talked about it last week. Last week. A new player has entered the game. What game am I talking about? The scamming game. A new name has entered the game. And his name is Tyronn Lue.
Well, new name, same team.
Hey, it seems like it. So, Mel, tell me what your initial thoughts on hearing Tyronn Lue, name being mentioned with the scamming.
I didn't expect it. I mean, that's number one. Like that. I mean, that kind of threw me for a loop. I wasn't expecting to hear Tyronn Lue's name mentioned. But what I meant by same team, Team LeBron is taking.
He's back on with LeBron.
Always. He's getting closer. You got Damon Jones. You got Tyronn Lue. You got Maverick Carter. You got it's getting a little too close to home. So again, wasn't expecting Tyronn Lue, but when you start reading the tea leaves and everything that's going on, there's only one. I guess there's a bigger fish that's out there. And I'm not, and I don't care. I'm not on the. We kind of touched on it last week, and I heard somebody else. I forgot who I heard talk about it on ESPN, where they was just like they only mentioned the basketball players and not mentioning nobody that was in the mob. No, I know you said it. I'm just saying on ESPN they said the same thing.
Why are they copying me?
That's what they do, brother. They watch the pod. They steal our shit. It is what it is.
Oh man, it's my take.
But I don't care about none of the mob guys or anything like that. It doesn't move the needle, because what's going to happen is the NBA is going to get exposed for covering this up for so long, because the NBA was the ones who cleared Terry Rozier. Like I'm pretty sure they had at least some type of information about what was going on. I'm pretty sure the FBI didn't pull up a whole bunch of stuff that the NBA didn't know about.
But now, why I gotta ask you before I get into it? Why not? Why don't you care about the other players that's involved in this? It's not just the NBA players. There are.
I don't know.
There are more amount of others. There are more amount of right now in the 34 people that got arrested. There are more others than there are basketball players. So why don't we care about the other names?
I don't know.
We don't truly know Terry Rozier, and we only know their name because
I'm a sports fan. I know Terry Rozier. Right. I know Chauncey Billups. I know Tyronn Lue. I know these guys.
We know them from playing the sport. But like I said last week, if they were not big names NBA players, then they'd be getting the same walkout that the New York cops do to the thugs when they catch 15 of them all shackled together walking to the bank. And we'll see all of them. We have not seen it. So why not care about the other players that's involved too?
Because there is no vested interest in them. I don't know none of these. I don't know none of these mob niggas. I don't know. I have no affiliation to them. It doesn't move me if they show them or not. I don't care.
I do though.
One of them dudes could walk past me right now. I don't know who that is.
So my problem with it is, right, and why I care, not a lot, but I care about it is because when any other crime is committed, no matter who commits it, if you watch the news, right,
but this
you
isn't
see
the
their
news.
face,
But
right?
that's
It is. It's all over the news. It's all over.
No.
It's
This is sports news.
Who reported it?
But this is sports news.
But news reported it, right? It is sports news, but it is still news.
Yeah, but
It's like if I was to go get the Fortune 500 news. That's right. That's corporation news, but it's still news.
The same, but that's the same way. People in the Fortune 500, they don't care about Chauncey Billups and them niggas. They would care about who involved is in part of who's a CEO, who's a CFO. That's who they care, because those are the people that they care about.
I'm not saying personally to them that I'm saying as a whole, when we look at a crime of this magnitude, a RICO case, we always see the players involved. Always.
But we don't care. But we don't care about them equally. That's the whole point.
That could be true. That could be why I won't dispute you on that. That could be true. But we still get to see all of them, right?
No, we
don't just get to. Yes,
no,
we do.
don't.
We get to see them.
We didn't get to see everybody that was in the Diddy RICO case.
At some point or another, you got to see them.
No, we didn't. There was
people that got arrested.
There was people labeled as Jane Doe's purposefully to get them so that they would not be exposed.
But for what reason, though?
I don't care what the reason. We didn't see them.
Right. But there's a reason behind it, right? And I can tell you one of those reasons might be to protect their identity. They might be using them in the case, something like that, right? So them extreme circumstances, that's okay, right? Or unless they're a minor, right? You won't get to see the names. But in a RICO case, you normally get the name. I know, but you normally get the names of everybody that's in it, and you see them at some point in time in the case. Like they might pay attention more to one person, right? But you're always going to see the others too. And what I'm saying is my problem is we got to list the names of people that was involved. But us sports fans, we're going to pay attention to those three. But from what I see from the news, everybody is just paying attention to those three and not the rest of the people that's involved in it. And I get what you're saying. It makes sense. Nobody cares. Right. But so last week when we was talking, I said something, and this kind of proves to me what I said, and I kind of just relayed it again. Poker games that use NBA players' names to get big players to sit at the table, right? Mm-hmm. That was an early discussion on too when these reports came out, that they were using NBA players' names to get big players to come sit at the table, right? Mm-hmm. So to me, what Tyronn Lue, right? Because it also says that Tyronn Lue did not play at the same table on the time that them two was together when the illegal poker game was happening. He didn't play at the same table as him, right? But his name was used in the same form as Chauncey Billups, like this name of this player is going to be there playing. So could it just be a case of, like I was saying last week, that a guy like Terry Rozier that was found innocent, right? Even though I know, or a guy like Chauncey Billups that might have been associated, could not have like the full story of what was going on around it.
Could it be? Yes. The likelihood, in my opinion, very low. Because you can't have Gilbert Arenas, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, Damon Jones, all these people, everybody, all associated, and nobody knows what's going on. I just find that hard to believe.
I do too, but I gotta play devil's advocate here. I gotta find.
Yeah, no. Like I said,
there gotta be a hole somewhere. You gotta look at it. You know.
Yeah, that's why I said there is the likelihood. Of course, there's always the likelihood of it. But
it also happens sometimes. People get caught up in stuff and they don't know what's going on around them, right? And then it comes down and it's like, oh shit, like what the fuck?
If it was one player, I would give you the benefit of the doubt. The fact that it's several and maybe more, no, I don't believe that shit.
I mean, I don't know. It's logical though, bro. They could not have been aware of everything. Like they could have knew it was an illegal poker game, right? Because you don't have the licenses and the registration. But I don't know if I fully believe that just because they were there, they knew it was rigged. Like Tyronn Lue not playing at that table, playing at someone else. How would they know it's rigged? Because Tyronn Lue table could have been rigged too. Well, it's not to say his table wasn't rigged.
Well, Chauncey Billups ass in trouble because they got him
on camera.
Yeah, he knew he was participating.
So when I brought it to the mob,
you know what I'm saying? So it's not. I mean, like I said, I'm not putting nobody in jail for nothing. I'm not calling anybody guilty. I'm just reading the tea leaves, and like everybody else, I'm waiting for everything for all of the evidence and all the information to come out. But it looks very bad.
I mean, it does. I mean, and I gotta say, it does look bad, but I still kind of think somewhere that the FBI are using these stars to gloss up the narrative.
They're not using them. They're implicated. I mean, they're part of it.
But what if so? Like you said, we don't know all the facts, but there could be at the end of this that they all get off. Like there's no charges, and the charges be dropped on those particular people. Like just because people are brought up in a case, and it happens all the time now. Just because they're brought up in a case or put into a RICO doesn't mean ultimately in the end they are charged, right? You might not have enough evidence on that one person and they eventually get let go, or you might have some substantial amount of evidence on these other people that is just enough to stick them, and it's like, all right, he's a lower fish, but these aren't lower fish because they're NBA players. But I still think the somewhere in my mind is like the FBI are using these guys as the face of the investigation.
I mean, I'm not gonna fight that, but there's a reason why they're being used and why they're in the forefront of this. Like I said, they normally do stuff like this. I'm not saying they're the big fish in all of this, but maybe they're using them to pull out whoever they feel is the big fish.
Right, and I know you think that's LeBron.
No. I'm not saying it's LeBron. But I'm saying when I say big fish, I mean like who's really funding this operation of the illegal gambling? Like, who did this start from? Was it the mob? And what mob boss or person
we know it
actually
wasn't
doing this?
We know it wasn't started from the mob because like I read from on last week's episode, that the mob was running illegal poker games and they got brought into the illegal rigged poker games. So that says that they came in later on as these games were coming on. So to me, like I said last week, what that means to me is that somehow, some way they was operating in New York where the mafia operates at in their territory, and the mafia got wind of it and found out whoever was the thing and was like, oh, we need a cut. And
unless there's a group of NBA players that put money together to make this happen.
But how plausible is that? That's interesting.
Because if it wasn't the mob, if the mob got pulled into it based off the players doing what they were doing, maybe it was a group. I don't know, 4 or 5, 7 NBA guys who wanted to take, because we don't know who was attending these poker games either. We don't know if it was high level like entertainment people, like like actors and movie producers. Like we don't know. I'm pretty sure it had to be dudes, a lot of people with a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So maybe that's what the thing is. Like they trying to, like, now who we know about the basketball players. We don't know if Denzel Washington was there, if this person was there, if that person. Denzel. No, I'm just throwing, like, I'm just saying, Snipes. Because you got to think, in order to rig a game of poker like that, high stakes for people be making hundreds of thousands of dollars. The people that are betting got big money.
Mm-hmm.
So you gotta see like who was doing this shit. Because if you're organizing something that requires big money, that means you got big money.
Right.
We got that. I guess the goal is to find out who individually or the group that started funding all of this.
That makes sense, but they wouldn't. So if that was the case, they wouldn't move then. Like what I understand from my criminal justice background, the FBI wouldn't move unless they had to. They had enough to. Right. And if they're going after the bigger fish, right, where it's plausible at, they might not have enough on the bigger fish. So they get a case like this where they think they could kind of flip some people to give up the bigger fish.
You pull a Gilbert Arenas, you pull a Terry Rozier, you get a Chauncey Billups.
They could be the weak links.
Like you start pulling all of these people, you're pulling at the feet of whoever's standing above them.
They got a lot to lose.
Exactly.
They got a lot to lose. But it is interesting in the sense of who else was at these games, like who else knew about these games. Because, like I said, another name that popped up that got dispelled really fast was Kevin Garnett. You know, he got invited to a illegal poker game, but he didn't stick around for long, which is shows me a black fella that has a head on his shoulders, that understands that he has a lot to lose. And these other guys, his senses, it's like I guess in some people, because it's not just me that's taking this point. That's why I'm able to take this point, because I know there's others out there that feel that way. But I think at some way, I think people want to not believe that players with this much to lose would do something like that. So it's got to be, oh, they got roped into it. And it could be they got roped into it. But when you get roped into something, you got two choices. To me, it's either you get out of it by telling who you need to tell, or you stay in it and then you deal with the consequences when it's over.
Yeah,
so,
you either lean in or you lean out. Like and some people, most people, they lean in because to them the benefit is too high. And like I said I would never risk my $1 million contract over a couple $100,000. Like I wouldn't do that. But for some of these guys, a couple $100,000 here, a couple hundred, that's money that they don't have to technically work for. You know what I mean?
But you make the amount of money these players are making, some of them, well, even the lower end guys is making good money now. Yeah. Right. But the amount of money these guys are making, that shouldn't be the case, because
I agree.
You're still, your work is playing a game, and then you get paid all of this money for this one single game. You're getting paid all of this money for this one single game. And it's like, bro, by the end of the week, I'm at 200,000. You feel me? I'm at 200,000.
In their mind, they're like, if I added another 250,000, now I'm at 450,000.
Yeah, but why would I risk the rest of that? So that like 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, 200,000, like every week, like nigga, like, bro, I'm good. To us, like we good.
They don't think like that, because
it's hard to believe that these guys will really risk it for the biscuit. Like that's an old saying. And they risking it for the biscuit.
And we don't know how long they've been doing this.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
The investigation was ongoing for 2 years, but they named games that go back 3-4 years.
Right, because you got to think about it. If you've been getting, let's just say it goes back 5 years. But for the first 18 months, you pocketing $1 million a month. You're gonna stop after 18 months?
If I'm making all this $1 million somewhere else, hell, I'm not gonna do it in the first place.
No, but you're already in it. But you're already in it. Now you're making $250,000 every week. It's $1 million.
Kill me, I'm not getting in it.
It's $1 million. That's
I understand that, but
that's tax free.
But to me, you got to ask yourself the question: is that $1 million worth?
You're thinking
the rest of what you have to you have on the other side.
But I'm gonna tell you what my brother would tell me, because now my brother would tell me in a situation. You're thinking logically. The people that are doing this are not thinking logically.
Right. And I do understand that. It's just hard. Like I said, it's hard to believe like a guy like we would love to make $36 million in 2 years. You feel me?
Right. Tax-free money.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about NBA contract, $36 million for 2 years. I would love to make $48 million for 2 years. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Shit, I'll take the fucking 2.3 for a veteran minimum. I'll take that. You feel me?
Right. But we're talking from the space of we don't make that right now.
Right.
So of course we would take that bullshit. 100%.
But then it's like, it's like the problem is all of these most of these basketball players come from struggled lives. So it's like when you get out of it,
they haven't been struggling for years.
Right,
they haven't been struggling for years.
Yeah, but now you have enough, so you don't have to struggle no more. Why put that at risk?
Because they think that they are above the system right now. You got to think about it, like you said. Take somebody. We'll take a dude like Terry Rozier. Terry Rozier has been in the league for almost 10 years now.
True.
He don't know what that struggle. He don't know what struggle is no more. He hasn't been struggled since college. He don't know what that is. So for him, this is just compound. This is money on top of money.
I mean, it boggles my shit. What's up, boy? Because he's made $135 million in his career.
Yeah, and he want to make a couple more.
Nah, bro.
Like
if this was back in 15, 16, when the nigga was just making, 1.8, 1.9, I might be like, that nigga come from the thug, like, he struggled. But, bro, after the 5th year, you make it $19 million. That's it for me. I ain't thinking about no scams, not getting involved. I ain't playing no poker. Leave me alone.
But he's saying 19 after taxes is about 8.7.
Hey, it's still better than.
But if I'm making another $1 million off the books, I'm putting that bitch on top of every month. So I make another $12 million.
Yeah, I get the logic, but I just don't. I don't understand.
It's like I said, but this is how these niggas is thinking.
He's got $26 million on his contract this year. Like, come on, bro. Like, how do you throw that away? Now you about to spend 26 years in jail. Like, you went from 26 million to 26 years. Like,
you gotta. Unfortunately, when money is an addiction as well. Especially when you like you said, when you haven't had it a long time, money can be an addiction.
100%. Gambling is an addiction too. I did point that out. Like,
yeah.
And I think a point that we didn't touch on too much is how does them opening up the gambling, because we did talk about it once, but how does gambling, like them opening up the gambling, affect players that want in on the money? Because to me, it's similar but not the same to like college players wanting a piece of the pie. And it's like, you don't think players feel like, damn, all these niggas parlaying, hitting this motherfucker, I want some of that shit too.
But they've been doing it that's why they've never wanted gambling. They folded under the pressure of allowing sports betting to be legalized
in New York. That was a big piece of it.
The way that it has. And you open up the floodgates for that. You open up these players to this type of shit.
It's just stupid to me.
It's dumb. It's dumb as hell. Trust me. I'm not arguing that.
Tyronn Lue said he's been around Chauncey Billups since he was 17. So, Mel, to your earlier point, can we safely say or make a guess? What's up, brothers? That if Tyronn Lue, if Chauncey knew, can we assert that Tyronn Lue knew?
I would say so. I would say that Damon Jones knew. Because if you ask Damon Jones who his best friend is, he would say Tyronn Lue.
And Tyronn,
if you ask Tyronn Lue who's his best friend, he'll tell you Chauncey Billups. Best friends share information.
Because Tyronn Lue also said, I know who he is as a person.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to add, Boo?
Greedy motherfuckers. I mean, that's all I can see. Like they hungry.
Yeah.
Ain't no other way to put it. Like they done made the money. They well off. I mean, they sent the opportunity, and you'll be kind of like foolish to believe that in a small, like the NBA circle is already small enough. Like to believe that people that's admitting that they're close friends don't know about some shit like that, what's going on, like it'll be like ignorant, almost like being like ignoring the obvious. Rather somebody is guilty of outright doing it or just acting like they don't know. It's crazy. They had to know. This shit is not a secret to the NBA community.
And that's what I was saying in the beginning. I was like, I don't believe this many people in the NBA are going to be caught up in it, and nobody knew what was going on. Like that's just crazy. In my opinion, like I said, like I I've been in circles. Like even if I don't participate in it, I know what's going on.
Facts. That's facts.
If you're that close of a circle, yes, but not necessarily. Like what Tyrone, like Terry Rozier is different because he was giving out insider information, but Damon Jones is kind of tied to that too. He's tied to both cases. The scandal, the gambling, the illegal gambling, and the rig gambling, and then insider information. But if you're close knitted, yeah. But if you just a guy that's like, yo, they invited me out, like you can't possibly know.
But you don't invite people out that you're not cool with.
You could be cool with them in a different space, and then invite them out.
No, not to something. Not if I know what I'm about to take you to is some crazy shit, and you don't know about that, and I don't inform you about that, then I'm a fucked up friend to you. You should never talk to me ever again.
But people do that shit all the time, though.
I would never.
In real life, in reality, people do that shit all the time. Take people.
Not your friend, then.
100%. 100%. I agree with you 100%. But I'm saying this stuff does happen, so people can kind of get themselves caught up in situations that they have no part of. How many times do we see guys around each other that might be doing something? Like I told you last week about my cousin. Guys planted to kill somebody at his house. He didn't tell the cops. They killed him, got caught, told him that they planted at his house. He went to jail.
Yeah,
so those type of things happen all the time. You get around people and it's like, oh, they might be bullshitting, or oh, I'm not, or you might get sucked into it like Kevin Garnett and not make the right choice to leave. It ultimately still falls on you, but you can still get yourself caught up in situations that you don't know what's the full story of going around, because sometimes too, people only let you in as much as they think they can trust you.
Then they don't. Then that's fucked up. Then don't bring me into a situation where I can get in trouble on some shit, because that's fucked up. That's just 100%. I would never ask y'all to come with me to some shit and not give y'all all the information if there's illegal shit popping off.
I ain't going to nothing illegal, so you ain't never got to worry about that with me.
No, but if I don't, you only know that if I tell you.
Right, but if that's what I'm saying, if y'all going with me, y'all ain't got to worry about it, because I ain't going to none of that shit. And if we walk in and I fucking feel something off, nigga, then we walk out. That's it. Right.
But that's not the scenario. We're talking about the scenario of
but we common folks. We common folks. These niggas are millionaires.
Right. But that's why they should have a way stronger. They should have a more stronger code than us, because they have more to lose than we do.
100%.
Like Tyronn Lue got a lot to lose doing some dumb shit.
Chauncey Billups, Damon Black Jones, head coach in the league, man. People really happy to see these guys. Tyronn Lue, Chauncey Billups gets coaching jobs. Willie Green, is Willie gonna get caught up in it? Is Willie somebody's best friend?
Yeah. So it's just like they have to do like I said. When the information all comes out, we're gonna know for sure. But
come on, you damn camera fix.
You know what I'm saying? But that I'm not gonna go with the, oh man, I didn't know what was going on. I thought it was a poker game. I'm not buying that.
But you could also be like, yeah, I knew it was illegal, but I didn't know it was rigged.
Illegal or not, illegal is illegal.
Right, but it's a worse charge if you hit me with the rig.
Oh yeah, no, I mean your involvement definitely varies, but illegal is illegal. Whether you 100%, whether you was there just as a player making bets and all that stuff on the illegal shit, that's one thing. If you was at the illegal spot making bets and rigging the games, totally different shit.
100%.
But both illegal.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. I just don't know. Like, what name do we hear next? It's getting to that point where it's like, who else?
Told you, LeBron ass hurt, and it's not because he got sciatica.
Oh Jesus!
Hey,
yo! I would hate to see LeBron names get mixed up in this, but I called it first when it first hit. I said, "Yo, is LeBron gonna be tied up in it?" DJ said, "No." It's in the chat. I got proof. You feel me? But I don't know.
extremely possible though. Like, I mean,
It's getting close to home. It's getting very close to home.
if Damon Jones, a close friend of LeBron's, then they mentioning Maverick Carter, who's we obviously know that's LeBron's right hand man. Like,
man, yeah.
And he's already admitted to the FBI that he was doing illegal bets. And they asked him specifically, did you bet on Laker games? And his response was, I don't remember.
That's an admission of guilt.
No, I mean you can take it that way, but what it does is it doesn't put his feet to the fire. He didn't lie to the feds. Because if he says no, I didn't,
right, but then if they go back and track it and he did, then that's them catching you in a lie.
No, yeah. But right now he's saying, I don't remember. So he's basically saying you got to find the evidence to prove it.
Yeah, you fucking with the feds, they'll find the evidence. They take the world's best hackers, niggas, when they catch them and put them on their teams. They got like 3 China guys in the cage right now.
But that's what I said. With him, with LeBron, it's getting too close to home for him. It's getting way too close to home.
It'd be crazy if LeBron just come out of nowhere and be like, yo, I retire. Like that. I retire.
I wouldn't. He better run now while he can.
They say he might be in Europe, in this time off.
That motherfucker is definitely out of the country.
That nigga did the same. He said, I'm going to take him out one at a Diddy page. When that nigga got arrested, everybody ran. Let me get out of here. My back. I got to go see a specialist over in Germany.
That nigga in Bali with Russell,
I got to go see a specialist
with Russell Simmons.
All right.
Because it's going to be a reporter that come out of nowhere. So, LeBron, after the Lakers lost tonight, is it anything you want to say about Maverick Carter?
Yeah, anything you want to add to Tyronn Lue? Damon Jones, Tyronn Lue, both coach you. I'd be going. I couldn't be me, boo. I'd be in there like, you had to know you was the coach of the team. They was just your assistants. They didn't do anything without you, bro. I'll be in Stephen A. book, bro. Me and Stephen A. be on the same couch, like, yeah, we can't stand that motherfucker.
Oh, that's what he better pray this shit. Stephen A. gonna put him in a skillet.
Yo, bro, Stephen A. is gonna cook him, bro. It ain't gonna be on First Take though. He gonna go soft on First Take, and then when he go on his radio show, fire, spit that nigga out. But Ja Morant got suspended a couple of days ago for conduct detrimental to the team. Mel, for real. Mel said it was because he was mouthing off after a game. And they told him to go sit his ass down. He also saw a report that he said a reporter asked him, is he ever going to kind of get back to the way he was before it? And he said no, some shit like that. The energy or the happiness. How are you guys feeling about it? How you feeling about Ja Morant's suspension and the antics that's going over with the beef between him and the Grizzlies right now?
Well, I didn't watch the game, and then I went back and I watched the second half of that game because that's when all of the shit kind of like hit the fan. When you're not putting forth any effort, it's hard for a coach to keep you out on the court. And he was showing no effort on defense. Offense was very I think he was like 3 for 18 in the game. But he had a bad game. So I can understand why if you're having a bad offensive game, you're showing no effort, and you're not playing defense. I'm not going to play you in the fourth quarter of a close game. And Ja took exception. He took offense to that. Said what he said in the locker room at the end of the game. And I think at this point, the Grizzlies are done with the whole Ja Morant experience. I think they're done. I think they was willing to accept it if he was going to continue to play at an all-NBA level. But since he's been on a decline since then, it's not worth it. The juice ain't worth the squeeze.
What?
Yeah, I've been saying Memphis should have traded Ja, honestly. I mean, people...
After the guns?
That, and then just like, it's gonna sound nasty when I say it, I don't believe you can win the title with him as the number one option. People gonna say, "Oh, well, he hasn't really reached his peak and blah blah blah." But I think he has, though. Honestly, I don't see him getting no better than what he is. And and he's an amazing player. That don't mean nothing. Like, it don't mean that he won't be exciting. He couldn't be a franchise guy, because I do think you can masquerade in the NBA for a while as a franchise guy, a guy appearing to be a number one, but not necessarily a number one. He's box office. He's must see TV. So yes, you can get a pass for years with an organization because they want to sell some seats. But I would trade him if I'm an organization that actually wanted to win. I would trade him while his value was still high. It's not as high as it was a couple of years ago, but that's when I was saying it. They should have been traded.
I don't believe I don't believe he's been box office the last 2.5, 2 years, 3 years, maybe. Right now, where is he at? Let's see. God damn it.
You mean box office when you talking about as far as play, right?
Right.
I'm talking about just the type of player that he is, meaning that, like, you know what I mean? He's an exciting player to watch. Not necessarily. He's been
bricking shots.
You said
like right now,
Shit.
Hey, Mel
right
saying
now,
big ass Memphis Grizzly hat on right now.
That's what I did on purpose. I'm in my troll bag right now. He's averaging 20 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. Now, on paper, I guess you would say that's not bad. But for someone that you're looking to be face of the franchise, possibly one of the superstars in the league, if he's giving you all the stuff that he's giving you off the court, and that's the production that you're getting, it ain't worth it.
No, I agree. That's why even with the production that was giving you 2.5 years ago, I was basically saying, because what teams fail to do is they fail when they trade these players. Sometimes they trade them too late. You know what I mean? They wait till the player forces their hand, meaning they have no leverage no more. You know what I'm saying? Now, once teams find out that player does not want to be there no more, they're not going to necessarily give you the deal they would have gave you if you would have did it like a Luka trade. You know what I'm saying? No talking about it. Hey, we want AD. We'll give you Luka. Straight up type deal. Like, that's the only way you can get a player like AD, because to me that trade was about as even kill it was going to get for the Mavericks. Like, they got a great player. And I don't know what else they could have really got.
I still think the Mavs got the short end of the stick. I personally don't give up Luka for Anthony Davis.
What I'm saying is that it's like this, right? You could have got a bunch of whatevers. You're not gonna get a bona fide star like that all the time. Like, it's rare where you see a star get traded for another star. Most of the time that star package with draft picks, maybe some key guys or whatever, right? So I'm just saying, like, that was about that trade kept the Mavericks still. With a healthy team, the Mavericks with a Kyrie and AD, they can still contend for a championship, in my opinion.
Right. Agree. No, I agree. I agree with that. But I'm just looking at it as, I know what Luka's ceiling still is, and I know where Anthony Davis is. And it's just like,
we already know Anthony Davis at his ceiling. He might be great another 2 years if we lucky. You know what I mean? We don't know. We know how big men tend to fall off of trees and things like that. But I think, again, as far as from the history of the game, that's one of them deals where you could say, well, not too bad. Like, you ain't.
Yeah,
you ain't
it's still. I would give it a minus, B plus for both sides. I don't think even though I feel like the Mavericks shouldn't have done it, they still came out. Both sides came out very good on the deal.
I think it said a lot about the Mavericks too for them to do that trade. I mean, it says a lot about the Mavericks, but it also says a lot about Luka too. To me, like it's no secret that he done lost some weight, trying to look better, play better. So like
he's still slow.
Yeah, that ain't gonna change for real though. He gonna be slow his whole career compared to other players in the league.
That's what we're gonna talk about on Thursday. I was thinking about what to talk about, and when I had it ready, I had it locked and loaded. But on Thursday, you know how everybody says that the game is, the guys today bigger, stronger, faster, better than the guys from yesteryear. But if you look at all the dudes that are like at the top of the league right now, none of these dudes are bigger, stronger, faster. Like they're basketball players.
Okay.
Like Jokic isn't bigger, stronger, faster. Luka isn't bigger. Luka isn't bigger, stronger, faster. Look at what Austin Reeves is doing. Look at what all of the dudes that you say that are uber athletic, they're not at the top of the league doing too much of anything. Outside of Wemby. That's because he's an alien.
Giannis too, though.
Giannis
got wrapped up by Westbrook. I don't know if he's stronger.
I don't think Giannis is
like that one, boy.
Superior. Like I don't think athletically he's superior than the dudes from less. I just don't. He's not more explosive and all that other thing than somebody like Sean Kemp in his prime.
I wasn't saying necessarily that he was more explosive than the players of yesteryear. I'm saying he's one of the few players that's at the top of the game that's mostly
explosive.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like his game is predicated off his incredible athleticism for the most part. Mm-hmm. So like, but he's the one player, maybe an Anthony Edwards that you would throw in the mix. But like you said though, like after Giannis though, nobody realistically has an Anthony Edwards in their top 5. He's borderline top 10 for most people, depending on who you ask. I think he's top 10, but yeah, most of these guys are skilled guys. They just know how to play the game of basketball at a high level. So like,
and that's what the thing is. Like, I think that's I don't want to get off track with that. Well, we'll talk about that on Thursday.
So let me jump in real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So Buab, you said that you think the Grizzlies should have traded Ja early on, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Could they afford to trade him with them being a small market team?
I mean,
yes, a small market team.
I mean,
to me, a place people don't want to go.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna say Memphis isn't so necessarily a place because it's obviously
they've always really good squads.
That's true. And they're an expansion team as well. We know that, like, the destination is expansion, right? They came from Vancouver or whatever. But what I'm ultimately saying is that when I look at the league, 80% of the teams are basically small market teams. Like outside of the Lakers, the Clippers, it's not a lot of New York and what I'm saying, Boston. These are the places. But I wouldn't even say Boston is necessarily a place people want to just go. Like free agents have not just willingly went to Boston. Big free agents. So I think because Boston is a team that is a place where they obviously stay kind of competitive, especially the last 15 years.
And if he didn't go to the Warriors, he was coming to Boston.
It's possible. I wouldn't deny that. I'm just saying, like, the small market thing does kind of get dragged a little bit because most teams, no matter if you're a big market or a small market, you typically are going to do it through the draft. Like you're going to draft your key player and you're going to build around that key player. Now, if you hit, you're probably going to, do okay. But Ja Morant, to me, in Memphis, in particular, he was the culture. Like, don't get me wrong, he was one of the most popular players in the league, easily. Like, and it's hard to like move on from that player, like you're saying, like a team like Memphis. But history suggests that they kind of do okay, like as far as rebuilding.
So at the point where you think the Grizzlies should have traded Ja, who do they trade him for? Like, what team gives up what? Because the Grizzlies is gonna want something back, and I don't know if it's necessarily draft picks. It might be some draft picks, but they're gonna want some type of player that's gonna replace Ja. Let's say his height, at Ja's height on the Grizzlies 2 years ago or whatever it was. If they pulled the trigger and traded him, then
well, you look at what you do is you pray that your scouting department does their job, because the best comparison I can give is when OKC traded Paul George to the Clippers and they got Shea in return. Nobody thought Shea was going to be that.
Right, but the Thunder had to see something in Shea for them to pull that trigger.
That's why I said you pray that your scouting department does their job. And you get something.
Look, okay. Now I was gonna say that situation is a little bit different because Paul George forced their hand. He literally told him he wants to be traded. So once a player does that, now obviously they won the deal because they got a lot of capital back for Paul George. And it was because it's really because he told him exactly where he wanted to go, to the Clippers, right? So the Clippers got assets over there at that time. They just let me get all of it.
But it doesn't necessarily mean that they would have got Shea in the deal, though. That's what I mean. It's like you just pray that, because if you're looking at it, even though they gave up Paul George, they ended up getting a championship in the league MVP out of Shea, who was sitting on the bench for the Clippers.
He was, but he was still young. He was young, so the thing about it though, he still showed a little potential with the Clippers, right? I'm not saying a whole lot, but they got all the key assets that the Clippers had at that time, because that team with Shea and them had made the playoffs the year prior, right? Went against Golden State, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm saying, they took Danilo Gallinari, they took, you know what I'm saying, all these key guys from that team, and then you put that team with a poised veteran guy like Chris Paul who's hungry. So it was a perfect scenario for the Thunder. Honestly, like that's about as good as you're gonna get. Obviously, we like you said, we didn't know Shea was gonna be Shea. Nobody knew this, but I still think that happened because, again, when a player forces your hand, like if Ja go and say he want to be traded, Memphis is not going to get the same deal. Paul George was coming off an MVP-like season. Like you, the Thunder, you can get what you're asking for at that time for Paul George.
But the thing about it was and I guess I probably should have said this in the beginning, the Thunder were only going to do the deal if Shea was included. That was the big thing. They wanted Shea.
And it's because, Buwap, you said nobody knew. They had to have some inkling.
But that's why
he's going to be some type of great or good player.
But
for
that's
them to put that much faith in trading him for a guy like Paul George. So they had to see something. Maybe not this is what he's turned into, but they saw something in him like, yo, this guy is going to be something. And then he gets the right guidance to become what he is.
Right. But that's why I said your scouting department has to be really good, because they probably scouted Shea and didn't get a chance to draft him. And this was their opportunity to make up for that.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that too. And because the Thunder is a great team, like that, we know they have a great scouting team. We know that. Like, but here's my thing again. Like, I'm thinking again, Shea he's the real only young asset over there. Like, I'm not taking a deal without him included either. He has to be included. He's the only young asset that the Clippers had at that time that I would want. Everybody else was like key role players and some picks or whatever.
I just want to know what the trade looks like for John. Like what? Because to me, it looks like Utah getting rid of Rudy Gobert.
Well, I guess it all depends.
And what I mean in that, they didn't get nothing back but a bunch of picks. I don't think they get a player back.
But the
as
Timberwolves,
a caliber as Ja.
the Timberwolves had the picks and shit like that. See, the thing about with Ja is you have to ask yourself, what team is going to be willing to give up whatever assets they have currently to get a Ja Morant, and like, what is their angle here? Because if you are Washington Wizards, you would give up everybody for Ja Morant probably right now. So,
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Does the Grizzlies want it? That's the other side of it.
Well, we know that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
right.
I'm just getting a team that would give up everything for him. The thing is,
so that's why I'm asking, could they afford to trade a guy like Ja in his height, knowing that the return, even though he's this high, might not be substantial enough to keep them where they was as a team? Because the better you are, the more money you make. No.
Well, it's the thing of it depends on what year we're talking about. Because if we're going into another year and I can acquire a lottery pick from you, that lottery pick, let's just say, shits and giggles, let's say they traded him 2 years ago, and the Thunder, and the Grizzlies were in position to get Wemby instead of the Spurs. How different do the Grizzlies look with Wemby?
I don't know, because that goes to supporting cast, coaching, how they use him. Do they develop him in the same way that the Spurs are? There's a lot that plays in. Yeah, you get a phenomenal player, but it doesn't mean he automatically turns out.
No, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is, we don't know how any of this. We didn't know when we were going to turn into this. I'm just saying now, if you're telling me the trade-off for Ja is Wemby, then I'm cool with that.
I'm gonna kind of have to disagree though, like in the sense because when I heard that Wemby was going to the Spurs, I already knew they was gonna unlock whatever the fuck he was gonna be, because that's the type of organization they is. They a growing organization. Like they was gonna unlock his potential.
Who have they unlocked?
I'm saying a lot of players. Tony Parker,
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Who?
Hakeem Olajuwon. That's Wemby. Wemby is Hakeem 2.0 now. Nigga, the footwork, you don't see it.
True.
Danny Green. That's who they unlocked. Prime Danny Green.
They did not unlock prime.
When I say they unlock players, mostly it's been role players, obviously, right? They get the most out of the but I still think they find him. Like, he was definitely a second round pick.
They were nice before they got to the Spurs.
Yeah, but
do you think they're those caliber players that they are not under the Spurs guidance?
Yes.
If they was on no.
Did you not watch Manu and Tony Parker in France?
I do not
believe Manu would have.
They don't get their names off of what they play in France. They're still not as big as they are playing for the team that they play for. What
you're saying is, you said they weren't good.
Like, if they go to the Pistons, if Tony Parker and Ginobili was on the Pistons,
yes.
No. What year?
Back when wherever they got drafted to the Pistons.
Possibly because the Pistons had really good coaching back then.
Right.
Larry Brown is a great coach, but he not like it's deeper than the coaching. It's the staff.
It's the culture too.
It's the staff. Them his guys. You know,
they're not gonna ride him hard like Pop. That's the culture there.
He's not Pop, but I mean that's a good coaching staff. They did win a championship around that time period. So
yeah,
Pop can coach. He can only coach when he's got supreme talent.
Who are we talking about?
Greg Popovich. Hold on. Who coaches would
there has to be another Greg Popovich. That's the
hold on, time out. What coach is good with no supreme talent?
You just mentioned one.
Who? Tyronn Lue?
No.
Who?
Larry Brown.
Wait a minute.
What talent did Larry Brown not have?
Mel starting some shit right now. Hold on to your seats, fans.
Outside of Allen Iverson, what supreme talent was on them 76ers teams?
Okay, you talking about, like, at the end of the day, we know the makeup of the league at the time. That team is not as bad as people pretend.
I didn't say it was. It had a bunch of really good, solid role players. That's not supreme talent.
What team?
Okay, so you telling me Greg Popovich?
What team is this?
Has always had supreme talent, like the 03 Spurs. They had supreme talent. The 03 Spurs.
They barely made the playoffs. I don't even think they made the playoffs when they had LaMarcus Aldridge and fucking nigga from what's the motherfucker from Toronto, DeMar DeRozan and all of them.
Yeah,
Them niggas was struggling to win 40 games.
they were, but that's a testament to LaMarcus Aldridge and the DeMar DeRozan. At the end of the day, like DeMar DeRozan is not a number one, and at that time, LaMarcus Aldridge was on his way out the door. Shit, like I'm not looking at it like that. We obviously know, like, you need some type of like to be like a contender. You need some type of supreme talent. We get that part, but as far as Greg Popovich and the Spurs, like every time you watch them, they're still a competitive unit. Like Pop still coaching them boys, whether they making the playoffs or not. You still see Pop sub the whole starting five out if they ain't no shit. Get on out the game, y'all ain't no shit. Like,
yeah, I don't know, Mel. Up until 2017-18, Pop has never really had a season under 500.
That's because
even under 50 wins.
That's
from when he took over in 1997,
2017,
when he had 56 and 26.
Wasn't that Tim Duncan's last season?
2016
or 2016? Wasn't the 2016 Tim Duncan last season?
2015-16, the year the Warriors blew the 3-1. So yeah, that was his last year.
Yeah. Then after that, he still went positive in 17 with 47, 35, and then in 18, 48, 30, 34. And then only in 1920 is where the Spurs dipped under 500.
Because
Pop's career, he's never had a below 500.
Yeah,
what they doing 16?
He had supreme talent for that whole time.
Right, but even when you say Duncan retired the next 2 years, he's still. What are you saying, Kawhi?
Yes, Kawhi,
the supreme talent.
Yes, that's what he said for sure. And I'm not going to deny Kawhi was like that for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, is that what you putting it? But
yeah. But that's
not you to answer the question. Who didn't have supreme talent and coach good?
But that's the
told you Larry Brown.
But that's
they just spelled it.
That's still
what
giving
team
up.
was this? What team was Larry Brown coaching? Hold on, Boo. I'm sorry. What team was this? What year? So I can look it up.
Pretty much any goddamn team that nigga coached.
You said Larry Brown?
Mm-hmm.
I could look up Larry Brown. You know that, right?
You said the 04 Pistons didn't have supreme talent?
Go ahead.
Are you saying?
I said I brought up the goddamn Sixers. I didn't say nothing about Pistons, but who was on that 04 team?
Billups, Hamilton, Rasheed Wallace, Ben Wallace.
Those are supreme talents. Good teams, good players. Who was the number one on that team?
The number one? I can't
get who just got arrested for gambling.
Chauncey Billups, nigga.
He was like,
what are we doing with the nigga who just got arrested for gambling? We're not gonna sit up here and act like Chauncey was like that.
No, good player. Good. We said when has Chauncey Billups ever been confused for the best point guard or best player in the league?
Never. But what I'm saying, are you saying you need that top 10? Because I think you can have a very deep team like the 04 Pistons, whereas they was a very deep team. They had great.
And I said that. I said it's a very good team, not supremely talented.
They were a great team because of the makeup of the team. Like you don't.
What other year? Give me another year.
You arguably at that time you could say they had 4 players that was arguably top 5 at their positions. Arguably.
4 niggas top 5 at their position?
Yes.
Easily.
Yes.
Who?
The 4 just named. The Wallace brothers.
In 04, you said okay. 04. Let's go this. Let's do this. I'm gonna do this.
Let's do this.
Let's do it. Before your big guns out, Mel.
This will be the last argument because I gotta go to work.
Mel said I'll be late today.
Detroit Pistons in 2000, the 04 season, 04, 05 or 03, 04 or 03, 04?
The year they won the ring, so that'd be the 03, 04 season. I mean, they went to the finals in back-to-back years, so it don't matter. Same roster.
Okay, let's see. We'll go 03, 04. And
They had 4 All-Stars, man. That kind of represents you might have had 4 players. That's top.
the Atlanta Hawks had 4 All-Stars at the point. That don't mean them niggas was all goddamn. We're not gonna do that.
No,
But
3
the Hawks had a elite player, no?
No.
Jeff Teague, stop playing with me.
Man, get the fuck out of here, please.
Try to get Jeff Teague on the show, nigga. Jeff Teague, one of my favorite point guards, though.
Up like the boogeyman.
Jeff Teague and Mike Conley, y'all know this already. 2 of my favorite point guards.
Where is the rebounds?
What you looking at, my nigga?
I'm just trying to get to the 04 season. But
I'm here already. What you need?
No. I know what I'm looking for. I don't need your help.
You don't know what you can't find it, my nigga. Darvin Ham was the superior talent on that team, man.
I bet.
Stop playing with me. Hurry up, Mel. You don't got much time, bro.
Nigga, calm yourself.
Start your shit.
Okay, here we go.
Hype me up.
No, God.
Mel bullshitting right now.
I ain't bullshitting.
But yeah, I still, while Mel looking for shit, I don't know where they trade y'all to, what kind of package they get back, because they're definitely not going to get an equivalent player. So they will have to, which my end point was, they will have to kind of look for a deal like the Jazz, where it's a bunch of picks, so they can get lucky in the draft and kind of pick another, supreme talent like Ja.
But what I'm saying is that typically you just gotta go. You have to be, really watching your team. You have to really evaluate what's going on with your star player, right? Again, Ja Morant, incredible player, but can he be the guy to win? That's what you have to ask yourself: is can he be the guy on my championship team, or do I have to bring in somebody better than him? The likelihood of me getting somebody better than him is not there for real, right? Nobody's trading their, star player for him. Like, if you Atlanta,
but what do you think the Grizzlies gonna axe back?
I mean,
you don't think they want a same caliber player as Ja Morant?
Of course they would like that, but they need to be realistic. Like, trade history suggests when you trade a player like that, you're not going to get the same player. You know what I mean?
And I think that's why they did not trade him.
Now, 03-04, you said Chauncey Billups was a top 5 point guard?
I said arguably. Arguably.
He did.
I said arguably.
He did, man. You just hear what you want to hear, man. Start your shit, man.
Who else?
Tayshaun Prince, nigga.
Because he's not. Tayshaun Prince is definitely not a top 5.
No. Richard Hamilton was arguably a top
5 shooting guard.
Yes, Richard Hamilton.
You're gonna live on that arguably, right?
Of course. Of course. That's I'm gonna live on my original stand.
Kobe, Wade, who else you got?
Wade was not in the top 5 arguments at the time. He was a rookie.
Look at Mel's face. Mel ain't getting to work today.
Trace McGrady?
T-Mac, yes, better. Kobe better, for sure.
Kobe.
Yeah, better.
Depends on where you want to put Vince Carter.
04 Vince, was he with the Nets?
Huh?
He was with the Nets in 04.
In 04, Vince was he was in Toronto.
Last year, Vince in Toronto wasn't that good. He wanted out then, so I don't know. Like, I would probably still take Vince for sure, probably at that time though. Yeah. But what I'm still
Joe Johnson?
No, not Joe. Joe was a baby. He was a baby then. I'll give you Ray Allen. If you want to say Ray Allen, I'll give you Ray Allen.
I might have skipped over Ray Allen. So where are we at right now? That's 5 right there.
Yeah. Arguably top 5, man.
Arguably. That means you can argue that shit.
I don't think we can argue any of those, but okay. Cool.
You can't really argue them, but what I'm still ultimately saying is that when you have a team,
you may be able to get away with a few of them.
Yeah, like when you just have that team where you have like still
Yeah, they were good players. Like I said they were all very good players. I said when I'm talking like upper echelon niggas that are arguably the best player in the league type niggas.
Right. So he didn't have the individual supreme talent where it just lies in one player. But depending on how you look at Ben Wallace, though, still he is one of the best defensive players ever. Ever.
He was top 5.
Like I said, there's not a plethora of coaches that had success coaching without a fucking.
Arguably, there are.
Arguably, they're not. There's not a handful. Give me 5.
I gotta go to work. I told you.
Yeah. You can't give me 5. Duck in the smoke.
We got this on Thursday. I'll get in the car, but I have this.
No, we don't want you to crash. We don't want to bug you out and you start shaking. You can't see the road.
No, never. I'll be back.
He said, "I'll be back." Nigga, you are not fucking. He said, "I'll be back." You're not Arnold Schwarzenegger. Arguably, but anyway, arguably he'd be back. Anyway, DeMarcus Cousins made some comments. He was asked, who did he admire growing up? Like, who did he style his game after? He did name off a list of players: Shaq, Pippen. I think Wade was in there. A couple of other names. But he said ultimately he felt like he played like Charles Barkley. How are we feeling about that, Movich?
DeMarcus Cousins said this?
Yeah. I posted the video in the chat.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess I'm confused as to what
his versatility, play style he got from somebody, his tenacity of Rondo, dominance of Shaq, KG's in the, whatever KG gave him, that argument, being your face, bully type shit. He said he got from KG, tenacity or whatever.
So like he's saying that he
but he said all of that into one is Charles Barkley, and he think he played like Charles Barkley.
I mean, I'm just confused as to where this came from Boogie, because like I don't really like nigga. Like, I mean, I don't see Rondo. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Rondo was kind of crazy, but Melo was insane.
Yeah, he said Melo.
I just want to know, like, is it like you paying him homage, like you trying to get on TNT or something, like, or like trying to get on the Sports Network or something? Like, where is this? I just want to know, because when I watched the video, I was still confused. I just want to know, like, where is this pertaining from? Like, and are you saying was he saying like after the fact that he modeled his game after a Charles Barkley?
Yeah, he was saying. I guess that's what he was saying. Like he modeled and played like Charles Barkley, like a bigger Charles Barkley is what he said. He played like a bigger Charles Barkley.
And see, that was okay. So look, that was kind of where I thought he was going with the whole spiel, right? And I'm just thinking to myself as I'm watching, like, no, you don't. Boogie was a great player, right? Was a good player, and I don't think his prime lasted as long as a lot of people would have wanted it to last. Due to injuries and him bouncing around from team to team, and I guess him being a head case in the locker room, whatever the case may be, right? But I don't see Charles Barkley when I look at Boogie Cousins. Dominant player, don't get me wrong, especially for the time being that it was, but Charles, no, and I really don't get the comparisons with Rondo and like Melo and like no, because Charles was different in his era, right? Like, not only can he kill you on the boards, he can kill you on the inside. He can step in the mid range and kill you there, right? Was a really big body, solid defender, like especially when he slimmed down, right? Like a lot of people forget the story where he talked to somebody, I forget the name, but and he went from like 300 something pounds to like 2 something, and that's when he like really unlocked himself as a player. So. Yeah, I don't really know what Boogie was on when he was talking about this. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Did you see that?
But what?
I can only think of the bully ball aspect of it.
God bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, like it's as far as game style, like again, like Barkley was the guy that would get the rebound and push that thing. I ain't never really seen DeMarcus Cousins push that thing like that. I think it's like one play that I could think of. Sorry.
God bless you.
But nah, I don't really see it. I mean, maybe he looked up to Barkley because again, I mean Barkley kind of got that bully ball mentality, don't take no shit from nobody. Same thing as a Melo, but
Yeah, I think even too when you look at the players that he named, Melo, Rondo, Shaq, it kind of is that KG. It's kind of the bully ball type of, Charles Barkley type of play. I wouldn't necessarily say. I mean, yeah, he might play the similar bully ball type style game, but what Charles Barkley was, I didn't see that in Cousins. He was nice, but I don't see the Charles Barkley issue in him.
Yeah, and I understood the question, right? Like, because KG asked him like where his influence is, like who he pulled from the game. Like, I get that aspect of it, but like I don't know, like the comparison to Charles Barkley, that's where it kind of lost me because it's like y'all don't and haven't really played the same ever, right? Like even when Bull said like Charles Barkley, like getting the rebound, bringing it up the court, being able to run the fast break. Like I've never really seen Boogie do that to the extent of Charles Barkley. Right. And I get the boogie ball at the bully ball aspect, right? Like I'm not taking that part away from it. I do think they are very similar in that aspect. But like when it comes to just different aspects of the game, like Charles Barkley was quick on the inside, quick on the outside. Like his mid-range game was cold. His quick twitch muscles was cold. As far as a big guy, he had one of the quick first steps that we had seen in that league or seen in the league at that time compared to all the other big guys. And if you look at the time in which he came in, it's like somebody his size moving at that rate was absolutely crazy compared to a Shaq or Hakeem Olajuwon, et cetera, et cetera. So like, now I mean, I guess I don't know.
Sorry. Yeah. So last thing we're going to talk about is, have you guys checked out or heard Michael Jordan's comments on the load management?
Actually, yes, I have.
I have them here. I will read them really quick. He said, well, it shouldn't be needed. I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like the fans are there that watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on the top who probably worked his butt off to get a ticket or to get the money to buy a ticket. What are our thoughts on it, Buwa? What do you feel about MJ's comments on load management?
I mean, it's just, I guess, the same sentiments that most players from, the previous eras, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the sentiment they all kind of share. I think I seen the clip with Dr. J basically uttering the same sentiments. He kind of went deep with it. He was like, in our minds, like, if you didn't play, a motherfucker take your job. Like, and
is that different today though, Buwa? That's a good point. But is it different today? I feel like it's different today. You don't really got to worry about the motherfucker taking your job, especially if you're on the upper echelon of players that are load managing and Kawhi.
No, it's not about. I think what he meant, like, job. He's referring like if you one of them top dogs, you don't show up to work consistently, people gonna start taking your spot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like a guy like Jason Tatum in the league right now. Obviously, his team is missing him, but
your spot. I got you.
See what I'm saying?
Take your spot. I got you. I'm thinking team wise, not league wise.
Yeah, no, like it's to me, it's just it just sounds like something Jordan say. He did care about he always says stuff like that. Like, to me, players today don't really care about that because obviously the money is there, and they're being told that maybe if players from previous years would have sat down when they had them nagging injuries, they wouldn't quote unquote been as hurt or whatever. But to me, it seems like the players are even more fragile today. Like I don't know, like motherfuckers just they show everybody that tear their ACL, their Achilles now. And as you can see, most of these motherfuckers need assistance getting off the court. But then when you look at a Kobe Bryant who didn't want no help get off the court, like, and made 2 free throws.
Pussies.
Like, that's how serious this shit is for these players.
Mel, Mulich, Mel. Fuck me.
Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me with Jordan's comments because we know that he's first and foremost, he's Michael Jordan. You know, he's coming from the old school, he's coming from, the quote unquote golden age of basketball, right? But I think the biggest point is that he made is the same point that a lot of people make, right? It's when it comes to load management, when it comes to the viewership of basketball, when it comes to the numbers going down, this like plays a part of it, right? A lot of these guys, a lot of these people, a lot of these fans, they don't come to the games to watch the everyday, so and so player, right? They don't come to the games to watch, the backup guys, right? Like as much as Austin Reeves is balling right now, Laker fans aren't coming to watch him. It is what it is, right? So like when it comes to load management, when it comes to players sitting out, like yeah, that matters, right? When he's talking about the guy in the rafters who probably worked his butt off to get here, yeah, because he probably wanted to come see Kawhi that night, and then he finds out that Kawhi's not playing. So do you think he's going to probably come to another game? Like that's how that works, right? So like even when it comes to viewership, right? Like and I know like all the bets and the prize picks and all that stuff like that is running amok on the league right now, but like just for the average fan when it comes to watching, right? Like you're excited to watch your favorite player, whether that be Luka, whether that be Kawhi, whether that be Joel Embiid, but you find that they're not playing, right? And this could be a thing where you're trying to build that gap with the next generation, and a lot of these guys, a lot of these fans like to watch the sports with their younger kids, right? And these kids pick favorite players young. So, right, when you have a team that you're mapped out and, we're going to watch this guy play tonight, and it's something that me and my son do or me and my daughter do, whatever the case may be, and that guy doesn't play for 3 or 4 weeks, then it's like, do you really expect them to come back and really want to watch that team or watch that product when the star of that product isn't there, right? And so, like, a lot of guys don't really think about that part of, I guess, the job is just showing up for the other part of it, which is the fans, right? A lot of these guys will just, I make a lot of money and this is my professional, this is my job, so I do have opportunities to take time off, which is definitely true. But at the same time, like a lot of people don't really consider the other side of it, whereas the fans are paying money and taking the time out to come see you. So like a lot of the times, like Jordan said, he made sure that he was available for not just his teammates, but for the guys that did work hard to come see me. But I do think it goes deeper to where it's you're leaving your teammates hanging on some point on some nights. I'm not saying that ailments. I'm not saying that people don't be banged up and injuries don't happen, right? But there are some nights where I know I've been an athlete. I've been a collegiate athlete, right? And there are days where you don't feel like playing. You don't want to go out there and suit up. You don't want to go out there and play, but like your teammates need you, right? And this is not the fan aspect. This is just being there for your brothers aspect. Everybody's banged up. Everybody's hurting. Everybody misses their family. Everybody's going through something, right? But everybody's taking the time out to sacrifice to be here for one another, right? So when you have those little ailments, when you have those little bruises, those little aches, and you don't push through it, I know a lot of teammates, that says a lot about who you are as a teammate, right? So there are multiple aspects to that when it comes to the load management and to what Jordan said in that whole, not just that little clip, but the whole episode of the whole interview. I think a lot of people don't really think about those aspects. They tend to go the selfish route.
I hear you. I wanna touch on one thing, but I said take my spot, right? That the older generation always looked at, hey, if I'm here, I gotta stay here. I just think it's different today, right? I don't think the players think I need to be the face of the league, right? I need to be the top dog. I need to be considered the best. I think there's a handful of them that might, the LeBrons, but we know KD don't. We know KD don't care about being the best player in the world. He thinks he's the best player in the world. So I think it's more about these players' mindset about themselves. This is what I think I am, than actually what the view is of them as a whole in the league, right? So I'm not worried about a guy taking my spot like a Kawhi Leonard. I missed so much time. I was considered at one point the second best player in the league. When's the last time we heard Kawhi Leonard being the second best player in the league? I don't think that matters to him much. I don't think being that high on the list of me being the best or me being close to the best or me being top 5 of the best is on most of these players' minds nowadays.
Which is why I believe you don't see teams repeating.
And I agree there.
It to me, I think it's only like out of the top guys, you obviously a Shea, a Giannis, Jokic. These are guys that's playing and want to win. Like you see it. They by them showing up, you see it. Like Giannis don't miss games unless he's truly hurt. Jokic, they might rest him towards the end of the season, gearing up for the playoffs or something like that, but he's just not randomly taking a day off in the middle of January. Like these guys lead by example. But again, it's still it's a new league, bro. Like that's what I'm mostly peeping. Like these players are rich. They're rich, bro. Like back then, you had to play to get paid. Like you had to. You couldn't just be potential. A lot of players get paid off of potential nowadays, and what they could be, and even some of the you know what I'm saying, the lottery picks that come in, they instantly rich, instantly. So
Ronnie.
I think that's like problem, like for a guy like Ben Simmons, when you look at what this guy should have been, and right now he's unsigned. Like was just an all NBA player a couple of years ago. The hunger don't be there for these guys, bro. Like, and people try to justify it, bro. Like when you a kid and then you wanted to go to the NBA, right? Like if it's really seeable for you, you 16, 17, like common sense should tell you, like at the bare minimum, these people gonna need me for 82 games. It's been 82 games since the 80s. You know, I'm gonna have to play a basketball game, 82 games within 6 months. It's the bare minimum. Now, just if you want to be obviously contending, it's going to be more than 82 games. This is your fucking job. This is the profession you chose. Like to make the excuses that some players make because again, they're rich. It's like they don't have that hunger, bro. I just see it in a lot of players, bro. Like the hunger is not there. I know some NBA players that might see this shit. You will never make it to the league. You this and that, but you're in the league, and you'll fucking miss a game because you got a code.
Achoo.
You'll fucking miss a game because I got a banged up back.
Oh, my back.
It's ridiculous, bro. Like I hope at some point, you know, things can get a little bit better with the load management because the shit is ridiculous, bro. Like people used to care about like that little guy that was up in the stands, you know what I'm saying? Top. People used to care about it. Nowadays you just don't see it. It's a selfish game. It's more about the brand, it's more about looking good, and you know, I just don't got it tonight. Like I hate that mentality, bro. And then just to see players still wind up hurt, non-contact injuries and shit.
I mean, that's just the league we're in today, fellas. That's what it is. Low management, big money. What we gonna do? What we gonna do?
I'm gonna keep watching because I still think it's a talented league, but I still can point that out, being like that's why I don't think you. What they're going to say is the league is so talented right now. Ain't no way you're gonna be able to repeat. I don't agree with that. I don't
agree with that either.
I don't agree with that either.
Teams get too much. You see a lot of teams get championship hungover. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they not putting in the same work. And the same thing with a guy like Kawhi. As much as he is a guy that I fuck with, like he came in kind of divish, like the shit that he wanted from the Clippers, and like I get it. You got the world is at your in your palms right now. You just won a title. You know what I'm saying? Like you the hottest shit right now. You got 27. Like you got your whole future ahead of you. So I get it. But at the same time, bro, as much as I put that on Paul George for that debacle, the 3-1 debacle, he was right next to him. This the guy you asked for. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. These guys don't be wanted as much as players before them. You know what I'm saying? Like Kobe would have died on that court. Would have died on that court. Like that's the you didn't see Kobe doing nothing else. Like he didn't even focus on outside shit outside of basketball while he was playing basketball. It was till Kobe retired where he started tapping into these other things and let me get my business game up. And these players got too much going on. They all over the place. A lot of them. Opening up restaurants and shit. How the fuck you gonna manage a restaurant in the middle of the season?
Your cousin managing that shit, driving it into the ground. Cousin, I need another 50,000. Cousin, you gotta put another 50,000 in the restaurant.
We ain't got no plates over here. You ain't got no plates.
Hey cousin, we had a cup. So what do you mean they're glass? Yeah, they customers just taking them home. We had a cup.
You know what I'm saying? We thought that was part of the deal. You know, we come here, you get a
restaurant had been open 3 months, boo up, and they're already on bar rescue and shit. Like, what are you talking about, nigga?
Shit bad,
bar rescue is hilarious.
You're like, man, what are you talking about? That's crazy. But yeah, I definitely with you, boo out there. The league just isn't what it is, what it used to be. The players are allowed to get away with so much. That's why, I'm so adamant on players sticking to their contracts and, and a bunch of other shit that you guys know I'm adamant about. It's just they don't play the game the same way. They don't want it. So I'm adamant about I don't care who you guys think the best team is. The best team is the person who wins the championship. I don't care about nothing else. That's how it's always been. You were the best team. They don't call you defending champs for nothing. All right. They don't call you the defending champs for nothing. It's because you were the best team last year. Now the situations happen, the things happen. I might push you a little further on that course. Hell yeah. But if your guy went down, nigga, and he's your best player, guess what? Without him, you ain't the best motherfucking team. I am. So, but players don't have that aspiration to be the best team, to be the best player, to win the championships. It's like the only person that's pushing for rings really is LeBron. That's the only one that's pushing for rings. Everybody else, they get there, they get there. If they get there, they get there. That's what the Knicks doing. The Knicks is just if we get there, we get there. We made it to the Eastern Conference. Oh, all right. We get to the finals. We get there.
Yeah,
players don't really care as much as they used to. The game, it's like, and the sad thing is it's not like the dollar amounts went down, boy. Mulich. I can understand if the play and all the things that the NBA was doing, that players wasn't doing it more because they started being paid less. These niggas is actually being paid more and not even doing the things guys did back in the 80s, the early 2000s, the 90s, like the 70s, fuck it, even the 49s. Like they ain't doing what they doing back then. The conditioning, the healthy. Like look how long it took Zion to get slim. Luka did it in one off season. Zion took 4 years.
And to get off that motherfucking etouffee and gumbo.
That motherfucker.
Shit.
If you told me, bro, I'm gonna give you $300 million for 5 years to play basketball,
Nigga. All I'm doing is playing basketball.
you would
Fuck my
have,
wife, fuck my kids.
bro. You know what you will have to do, bro? I'll be hooping after the game.
She like the baby crying, fuck that baby. I got a hoop.
I promise you, after the game, I hoop with the fans. I swear to God.
Tell Row B to come down here. I gotta play every single one of them.
Row B to come down here.
Tell Row B to come down. I gotta play them all 1-on-1 before I get out this place.
Man, listen.
While holding his interviews, dunking on fucking kids.
Yep,
Get out of here.
Hey, tell him I'll be out there in a minute, man. Like for real, bro. Like $300 million to play a game.
Million. To just
play a
shoot the
game.
ball. They're not even asking you to be good after you got that $300 million. They're not even requiring you to be good after that, motherfucker. Wow, they just give it to you. Like you just gotta get there. You just gotta get there.
You would think a motherfucking doctor would be making $300 million, a brain doctor, like a brain surgeon, neurologist. You would think somebody like that would be making $300 million. This motherfucker saved brains.
This motherfucker saved brains.
The basketball players are making this shit, bro. Motherfucker put the ball in the Like, this is the world we live in. And these people would miss a game. Like, bro, I would go out there with a sprained ankle. Like, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't care.
Shit. I know this from just me playing street ball, bro. And I've told this story plenty of times on this podcast. I sprained my ankle one day, and I'm such a ball player that I wrapped that motherfucker, went outside the next day and sprained that motherfucker again playing basketball. But guess what? I wasn't done because the next day I went right back outside and played some more ball. Almost broke my fucking ankle, and it took me almost to break my ankle to be like, all right, I got to chill out for a little bit because ball is life, bro.
I'm the original LeBron. I'm the first nigga to ever turn his ankle and tie his shoe and keep walking. Goddamn it, you hear me? They thought I was on steroids and old phone. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I wish there was rules that you couldn't stick your feet under in my landing zone back in the day when I was in the hood. I wish that was a rule. Niggas stick their foot right in the landing zone on me on purpose, huh? Twist that nigga ankle real quick, get him out the game. Y'all playing a different era. Y'all niggas be ready to cry and scream. He tipped me. He poked my belly as he came down. He poked me. That's a foul, ref. He can't make contact while my arm's still up.
Motherfuckers I don't know, bro. Like, it's just too easy for them right now. They getting this money on. You can't really blame them because it's like ain't nobody saying nothing for real. Like, obviously, everybody that say something is going to be deemed as, oh, you just mad. You ain't making that type of money. You ain't taking that, you ain't risking your livelihood and what if I go out there and play and it's a contract year? It don't need to be contract year for these. You niggas would have been that just got that bread and will not play. Keep chilling. Just chilling. I need to come. We
see it a lot. Niggas get bread and just don't really play. Some of them do. The top dogs, most of them do, but some motherfuckers get the money and they like, ooh, I got an injury. Kawhi Leonard. Ooh, my neck. Ooh, my back. Anthony Davis.
He's not playing right now.
I know. Neither is Luka. So what that tell you? Anyway, final thoughts. Let's get up out of here. We'll see you guys Thursday to pick up where we left off here.
Yeah, we should
more
be
basket.
Here on time. On time Thursday. But another great show. Make sure you guys tune into the rest of the shows throughout the rest of the week. Gentlemen's Talk. Then we back here again for that re-edition of Basket to Basket. We're still working on the name, but you already know what it is. Friday, Inside the Huddle. Saturday, we coming at y'all live this week for the first week. Inside from the Sideline Roundtable Talk. You already know what it is. We're going to see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
Nothing for Boo Up?
Man, you already know, man. Oh, damn. See y'all
Monday.
See y'all next Tuesday and this Thursday, man. I know.